Anthony Frasier, man after my own heart, because this is what is required. You keep building until something catches. And then when something catches, you build something else and catch that too. So welcome back to the Karen Hunter Show, CEO of ABF Creative. Hi.
Hey, welcome. Welcome to be back. And you're right. It's that's the story of my life. I keep building. That's it. And I've always been a storyteller. So this felt the most natural of everything I've ever done. So
all right. So walk me through. When you were on, we were talking about hashtag boss up, we were, getting into helping people with their startups and things. And how did you parlay that into ABF?
I parlayed that into ABF because I actually ended up getting an entrepreneur in residence position at Newark Venture Partners, which is in Newark, New Jersey. And that's right downstairs from Audible. A lot of people don't know that, it was founded by the CEO of Audible. He wanted to start a venture capital fund. And so me being from Newark, I kind of networked my way into being an entrepreneur in residence there. And after being here, I tried so many things, trying to start different tech startups and try to get it funded. And Audible being right upstairs, I said, well, these guys ain't got no Black podcasts. They ain't got nothing speaking to people of color. At least at the time they did. Now they got a bunch of stuff. But at the time, they didn't have it, And so I figured, let me build something to help out, more audio, get more Black stories in audio. And so now today I'm doing ABF Creative, and we're telling Black stories. We're telling stories for people of color with characters, fiction, nonfiction, the whole gamut.
Yeah. I saw it. This is amazing. So was it powered by Audible?
No, so Audible is actually, now an investor. I guess that's the way, but at the time it wasn't powered by Audible. We were just trucking away, trying to prove that this was an actual business model. This can actually be a business. And so I spent the first 2 years trying to prove that out. And once I was able to kind of prove that, hey, we can build a business out of Black stories, then we started to get a lot more support and started to actually get investors.
I love that there's a lot on there for children, which is what I want to talk with you about off mic, because as I build out a space for children and my narrative Nubia space, I see there's so many adventures of Cairo. It's like there's so many.
We wanted to
amazing. Yes.
I have to be honest, that's something we did. We did a podcast called African Folk Tales during COVID, and the podcast blew up. And we started to look around and say, wait, there must be a void in kids and family content for multicultural families. This just seems like we thought it was a lot bigger than that, the market. And when we saw that nobody else was doing it, we just said, well, let's double down. Let's make more content for kids of color. Let's fill this void up with our voice. And, and it worked. A lot of people were just talking about hip hop at the time, a lot of hip hop podcasts, a lot of current events, celebrity gossip and things of that nature. And we were just in our corner, just doing kids content, just, busting out children's content. And it worked. It wasn't the popular thing as far as social media. A lot of people like to share a lot of those things, but we were popular in our own world. Some of our lowest podcasts get about 50,000 to 100,000 downloads a month. And so, we just decided, let's just continue to build in this arena.
So, Anthony's here, Frasier, Frasier. Yes. As you were putting this together as a concept, how did you find, because you even have one in Espanol, I'm like, come on through with the niños. Come on.
We have a podcast called Charm Words, which is a daily affirmations podcast for children of color. And we made the podcast because we saw that affirmations of worth actually help Black kids close the grade gap with white kids by almost 50%. So we were like, why not create something that kids can have access to every morning and things of that nature? And the podcast blew up, even though we made it, we're unapologetic. We made this for kids of color, but everybody using it. White kids, black kids, Asian kids, moms, dads, they're using it. They send us videos of them using it in their car on the way to work. And so we thought, why not, do it first in Spanish and Espanol as well. We felt like, that we saw the stats. Podcast listeners were growing amongst the Spanish speaking audience, and we figured they need affirmations too. So why not, and so it was an experiment at first, but once we saw it gain traction, we just kept it going.
The business model, because, as people are listening, it's nice to have Audible, are you still in Newark?
Yeah, I'm still based here in Newark.
Okay. I love it. Hometown of my daddy. As you, to have that initial round of funding, being in residence with a conglomerate, one of the largest in the world, that helps, Anthony.
It does.
Okay.
It does. I won't hide my privilege, but it's a privilege I built. It took me years, being in the tech industry, networking, making relationships. And so a lot of people may look at what I do and see as, oh, that's overnight, or he had like hookups and relationships, but those things took years. Like you just said, you saw me fail again, coming back.
I didn't think of it. Let me don't know. I didn't see you fail. I saw you not quit. I never saw you fail because you kept coming back. You kept coming back. I'm like, okay, what? Because this is, we're conditioned in this country to believe there's only success and failure.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we need to be conditioned to do is to keep trying and learning, right? Learning and growing, because that's how you get to the next. You learn from the things that you didn't do right. So then you go, okay, let me not do that again. And you keep going.
Yeah, I call them fail, but yeah, you're right. Like I was learning lessons, and learning how to bounce back for each of those different, adventures that I've been on. And so I love it. It was just something that I feel like I've earned, definitely, the relationships I built. And so I did have an advantage, and I don't want to tell people that I did. I definitely built that advantage though, for sure.
So where are you now? What do you need now, and how? Because, ABF Creative is not like a household name like Audible. It's out there, but there are 11 million podcasts now.
Right.
A lot of noise. Definitely. How do you break through?
For us, it's really just focusing. Once we found that we were going to make kids and family content, our goal is now to just continue to focus in that arena, continue to make more brands. Our podcasts, we see them as individual brands themselves. Like, how do we continue to nurture those brands, make African folktales bigger, make charm words bigger? We're doing live events. We'll have products. Charm Words is an affirmations podcast, but we actually have affirmation cards that are going to be coming out that will be a companion to the podcast. So it's all about just really building brands around the things that we're creating. And bringing those things offline as well. So yes, you listen to us every day. Yes, you listen to us every week, but also you'll be able to kind of touch and feel us. Like, let's bring storytellers for African folktales. We're actually planning to get Black storytellers from the Philadelphia and New York area and New Jersey area and do live storytelling, and really bringing people into that experience. We discovered storytelling groups and associations for Black storytellers, and they don't get the exposure that they deserve. So we're looking for ways that we can do good in society, but also make something really unique for kids and children.